Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and jelly babies. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XII. Morris here once again. Thank you for joining me. And in the last episode, we had beaten the Tomb of Wraithwall. So we're out. We got what we need. And now we're off. And a few things have changed between this episode and the last one. Since we actually got out of that dungeon, a few things have kind of triggered, so we're not going to worry about that just yet. We're going to go worry about going down these stairs.
Such a tremendous honor to again be graced with your presence, Majesty. You left us with such great dispatch upon our last encounter that I must confess I had begun to worry that we may have given your Majesty some cause for offense.
Such a heartfelt display of remorse. Now what is it you want?
I want you to give me the Nethicite.
The Nethicite?
That is a base imitation. We seek Wraithwall's legacy, the ancient relics of the Dynast King. Day-affected Nethicite. Did you not tell them, Captain Azalus?
Majesty, he speaks of the Dawn Shard. That is the Nethicite.
Are you mad, Vossler?
If we are to save Dalmasca, we must accept the truth. I will fight this profitless battle no more.
Captain Azalus has struck a wise bargain. In return for the Dawn Shard, the Empire will permit Lady Ash to reclaim her throne, and the Kingdom of Dalmasca will be restored. Think on it. An entire kingdom for a stone. You must admit, 'tis more than a fair exchange.
And when all is said and done, your master will have another pet.
Lady Ash, let us take him for the people of Dalmasca. Your Majesty wallows in indecision on peril of their heads. And his shall be the first to fall.
Well, at least your sword is to the point.
To think the relics of the Dynast King were day-affected Nethicite, Dr. Cid will be beside himself.
What did you say?
Captain Azalus, take them to Shiva. They should have leave to return to Rabanastre soon. I want you to assess its power.
Did our orders not specify that we return the stone for testing?
I will not chance returning with a stone that is yet unproven.
When we return to Dalmasca, we can announce that you are alive and well. I will then continue our negotiations with the Empire. I believe Lars has the key. He'll listen to us. We should trust him.
Who are you, Vossler, to talk of trust?
A son of Dalmasca.
equipment here is limited, so we'll be using the ship's drive to make our assessment. Once we've connected the stone, the reaction should be easily measured.
Methods do not interest me, only results.
Fran? Such heat! The mist, it's burning!
6,800, 6,900, 7,000! This must be Deifacted Nethicite! The count still climbs!
Ah, we found it at last. True Deifacted Nethicite. The power of the Dynast King in my hands. Blood alone does not an emperor make, vain.
What is this? Something's wrong!
What is it?
You stand there!
Hold her down!
What's wrong with her?
I always knew Fran didn't take well to being tied up. I just never knew how much. How about you?
I like Fran's idea. Let's get out of here.
No farther! Sky Pirates, the future of Dalmasca will not be stolen. Why do this, Bosch? This struggle is futile. You must know where it leads.
I do know. All too well.
Oh, Vossler. I still feel wounded every time he turns on you like that. It's such a shame. But now he's the boss, and Vossler pretty much hits like a sort of judge type enemy, so it's hard and fast. That's how Vossler likes it. Anyway, a bit of a shame that all my buffs have actually disappeared at the start of this battle. Didn't know that happened. But yeah, I think the trick here is to just take out the ads and take him out. There are a few options, but we'll talk about those after. For now, let's just make sure we're hitting the right people, shall we? This guy. As long as Pinello stays alive, I think we should be fine. Well, as long as everyone stays alive, honestly. Everyone's got to do their bit here. But this Bosch Pinello combination that you're seeing right now, decoy, protect, that's going to feature pretty heavily in this playthrough if it hasn't already. Alright, so now we just got to take care of Vossler. He doesn't have a whole lot of health going on, but his attacks are come in pretty quick, and he can combo the hell out of you. So as long as, you know, you keep that decoy and protect going on, it's pretty much all you need to sort of whittle him down. Like I say, there are a fair few options you've got for this fight. I wish that Fran had the ability to do what she just did in that scene in an actual fight. Unfortunately, that's not the case. But for this fight, if you were to use Fran, you can see that little sort of fireball-looking symbol with the eyes next to her portrait there, which signifies Berserk. So she does attack pretty hard, but you can't actually choose what it is she does. So I tend to leave her in the reserves for now. If we need her, she'll come in and finish the job off real nice. But for now, I think we'll just stick to this. This seems to be working pretty well. And I thought I'd bring Vaughn out for a bit of action. For those kind of attacks, those kind of combos there. What does he have now? Reflect, Shell? Ah, that's fine. I'm not actually using magic. Poor choice of buffs there, Vossler. It's not really going to help out that much given what's happening to you. But you can see how, again, goes down to HP critical and suddenly a massive defense boost. Bit of a war of attrition with these kind of enemies. And Vaughn is just having a field day with this. You know what, Pinello? Maybe we should just use this instead. There we go. God, 7 hits, 8 hits, 9 hits. Nearly, but not quite.
Engine power falling rapidly. It's negative. Impossible.
Engine room, this is the bridge. Report.
What are they doing down there?
Happened?
The Neversite's draining the ship's power.
Disengage it at once.
I want that number 3 unit seal. Let me know.
Shall reach critical in 300. Cascade failure.
Ash, let's go.
All I have done, I've ever thought of Dalmasca first.
I know you do. I would ne'er gainsay your loyalty.
Look on what my haste has wrought. Did I act too quick? Or was your return too late? I can serve her no more. You must take up my charge.
This might get a little dicey.
The mist. It manifests now.
Is that what you call this?
What's that? I think it's the dawn shard.
What are we waiting for?
The dreadnought Leviathan is sunk. The 8th Fleet of the Arcadian Imperial Army lost. As word of the events in the yacht sounded throughout the Empire, quit I Bujeba, citing sudden malady. My true motive, to bring the various counter-imperial forces scattered throughout Ivalice together in unified resistance. By this time, Lady Ash had made her return to Rabanasta. She had not, however, made known her presence. Rather, she was content with keeping both her own whereabouts and those of the Don Shard concealed. Had she chosen then to go before her people, my error in announcing her suicide would be known, to the great detriment of my efforts to assemble a resistance. In such circumstance as the Lady Ash then found herself, even were she to proclaim Dalmasca restored, it would serve only to invite the Empire's wrath. Though Arcadia had lost her 8th Fleet, she remained, as ever, a military power with which to be reckoned.
The Rosarian Empire assembles a vast host under guise of martial exercises. It is our belief they wait for the proper pretext, the sooner to make their strike against Arcadia.
The loss of Leviathan and her fleet at such a time comes as a most grievous blow. Were Rosaria to invade, the battle would be hard fought. Had Lord Vayne not deployed the fleet so capriciously, we would not now find ourselves in such perilous circumstance.
Lord Vayne shall be made to answer for his actions. It is the will of the Senate. Excellency, though he be your son, justice must be served.
A convenient thing, justice. And so I must now make a choice between my throne and my son.
A most lamentable situation for us all.
Oh? For Lord Vayne, perhaps. Yet surely Lord Lauser will make for a fine emperor.
Lauser so adores his brother, and he is yet young.
But he will not remain young forever. Already he busies himself unraveling Lord Vayne's tangled skein. Lord Lauser has found his role to play and pursues it with some enthusiasm.
Ah, yes. And who would set him at such tasks?
What matter? Lord Vayne himself once saw his elder brothers brought to like justice, did he not? At your Excellency's behest, as I recall.
You may put yourself at ease, Lord Gramis. So long as the Senate watches over her, Arcadia's well-being will ever be ensured.
By your will, I shall bid Vayne return to Arcades.
So, it was the Dawn Shard that brought down the Imperial fleet.
You know your stuff.
Destructive power of such force. I've seen it once before. Lady Ash, you know of what I speak.
Nabudis.
The capital of Old Nebradia, Lord Rassler's fatherland. At the time of the invasion, a division of Imperials entered the city. There was a mighty explosion. Friend and foe died alike. Something was there. One of the Dynast King's relics. The Midlight Shard was in Nebradia.
More Nethicite. Well, no wonder they invaded.
That ridiculous war. The trap at the treaty signing. All this because Vayne wanted power. He must not be allowed to claim the Nethicite. The Empire must never hold it.
Oh, they already do. The Dusk Shard, most likely the Midlight Shard, too. Besides, can't they manufacture Nethicite now?
Very well. Then the path set before us is clear. We'll use the Dawn Shard to fight them. Dalmasca does not forget kindness, nor ill deed done. With sword in hand, she aids her allies. Sword in hand, she lays to rest her foes. This Nethicite I hold must be my sword. I will avenge those who have died. And the Empire will know remorse.
You even know how to use it?
The Garif may know. The Garif people live by the old ways. Matricide lore is a part of their culture. They may hear it, the cry of the Nethersight's power. Whispers of the stone's menace.
Dangerous though it be, what we need now is power. Should we declare Dalmasca free without the means to defend our claim, the Empire would crush us. You must take me to meet with the Garif.
They live beyond Osman Plain.
Not exactly close.
Compensation, is that what you want?
Straight to the point, aren't we? I like that. Compensation. How about the ring?
This? Isn't there something else?
No one's forcing you. I'll give it back to you as soon as I find something more valuable.
What do you mean something more valuable?
Hard to say. I'll know when I find it. What is it you want, Vaughn? What are you looking for?
Me? What am I looking for? I guess... Well, you know...
The Garif are said to dwell in Kirwan.
So they do. We'll need to head south, past the Giza Plains.
It is the rains now in Giza. The wadis will be swollen with the deluge. Passage may be difficult.
But those same waters may also lay open new routes to us.
Regardless, we must go south, yes?
First things first. You're eager to be on your way, I know. But we should see that we're prepared before setting out.
I made my resolve 2 years ago. I swore to overcome any hardship I may face.
Man cannot live by resolve alone, Princess.
I think it goes without saying, but Vossler has now left the party for good. And here we are, you may recognize this, back in Rabanasta. Get back in good old Rabanasta. No one recognizes us, which is great news. So we're not going to be locked up again. So there's a few, like I say, a few things that have kind of changed when we got out of the Tomb of Wraithwall, and you have a lot of options with which to beat Vossler. And you obviously don't need any of them, as I just proved, but let's just take a look at what has changed, because if we go into everybody's license boards now, it said this when I booted it up and I didn't realize, but there you go. Basically... Oh yeah, we have the option to now get the Esper, and the Espers are the summons of this game, and probably one of the most kind of, at least they used to be, one of the most sort of underpowered use of summons I think I've ever seen. Belias is pretty good against Vossler, as long as you can keep Belias alive. Obviously the main difference now is you can actually control the Esper yourself, and you don't have to kind of rely on it to keep itself alive. You can just you can use whatever attacks you want. You can summon it and use its ultimate attack straight away. Just do a load of damage that way if you want. So that's one way of kind of getting through that fight. But Espers, I don't know. Other than Belias, they're all kind of optional for you to buy. You don't actually have to get them. Again, other than Belias, they're all optional in terms of whether you actually need them at all. Because I can't think of a circumstance where Espers are really that useful, honestly. You simply don't need them to beat this game, and it's not as if it's a struggle without them either. It's you just don't need them. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I'm not telling you that you don't need them. I'm telling you that I don't need them. and that I've never used them. But if you guys use them and know of good ways to utilize them, then by all means, please let me know, because I have no idea, and I have no intention of doing so in this playthrough either. Another thing that we could have done, we'll just use Balthia's board here, because he seems to have access to most things. We also are going to start seeing these more and more. And these are called quickenings. And as you can see there, each character can obtain up to 3 quickening licenses from those available on the board. I'm not going to get that just yet. But quickenings are by far more useful than summons in this. Quickenings are basically your sort of limit break attacks. And they used to be tied to your magic, which was a little frustrating because it meant that basically if you used a spell, suddenly you couldn't use your quickening because you'd taken that tiny bit of MP off the top. It required a full MP bar to use. And if you got 3 quickenings, you'd have 3 MP bars, etc, etc. But again, just using that one spell just to kind of protect yourself would sort of cancel out having access to your full limit break, so to speak. But now they're a separate thing altogether, a separate bar, and it's tied to, I believe, just how much damage you're doing to enemies. So you can use them, and then, you know, as long as you keep fighting and going through areas, you'll get them back. So that's much better in my eyes. So quickenings are now way more useful. They're a lot more difficult to pull off long chains. You'll see them as we go on because I use them for certain bosses. But you can basically chain all these different limit breaks together, and you can use them instantly in battle as well. So even if you're about to be all KO'd, your quickening might just actually get you through a battle. Rather than being something that you would use at the start of a battle, you can now use them at the end, which makes much more sense. And finally, this isn't really anything to do with boss fights, but finally, now that we're out of the Tomb of Wraithwall, we have access to our second license board. So if we actually have to spend points to get to another license board to spend points. But yeah, that option is now available on everybody's original license board as well. So now we can buy a second job for all of our characters. Again, not something I'm going to do right now, because nothing, even if I got the second job at this point, nothing would really change in terms of, I mean, nobody has that many license points anyway at this stage, but see up here, it's made ready for everybody, basically. Everybody can kind of access it. But like I say, it's not really necessary. I know where I want to take these characters, but it's not going to change how they play at the moment, really. Maybe Pinello, but we don't really need to worry about it at this point. So yeah, quite a lot has changed, really. I think we'll keep everybody as is at the moment. Actually, we'll give the level 15s a go, shall we? And we'll just change everybody's gambits once again. That one was pretty much useless. She never got the chance to use Cura. Anyway. Pop that back down there. We'll keep Protect on at least. We'll keep that on. We'll keep that on, I guess. Put everybody's Libra back on. And there we go. That should just about do it. Anyway, a few things we also need to catch up on. Rabanastre it's really your central hub world, to be honest. I mean, there are a lot of different towns and everything, but Rabanastre, I just feel like because you started here, it always feels like the hub world. Everything is kind of accessible from here. Most things, anyway. The majority of important stuff is accessible from here. First things first, we're going to head back to the clan hall because there's, you know, Mont Blanc up in the top there. We'll have a few things for us, no doubt. It's been a little while. It's been a sweet hot minute since we were back here. Here you defeated a demon wall. That's pretty awesome. Presented in gratitude. 600. It feels like maybe a demon wall is worth more than 600, but I mean, I'll take it. You now command an Esper. Well done. I don't even know what those do. And teleport stones. Fair enough. Oh, is that it? Is that all we got? Few elite hunts here. We're going to leave those for now. The Cluckatrice I don't even think we can do at the moment. And Rocktoys would require a trip back to Bajurba, which I'm not prepared to make at this point. Unfortunately, we don't have access to the Stroll. You only get access to the airship properly right at the end of the game, which is a bit of a shame. Although, completely understandable. But they never really give you a good reason why. You can't just fly to places. Anyway. In terms of shops, we don't really need to buy anything. We can't sell anything. We have pretty much all the gambits we're gonna need. Money's looking okay. There's no one we really need to see. I'll check the hunt board. Even I'm not that familiar with what comes up at what time, but I just want to check to see if there's any names that I know are going to be doable and are along our way. Again, it's almost a good idea to leave a lot of the hunts until the end because, well, not necessarily the end, but until the point where you can start to buy teleport stones whenever you want, because they're all over the place, and like I say, you gotta teleport all over to get them, and it's just a bit of a hassle. If you try and take on too many hunts at this stage, you gotta run everywhere, or fly everywhere and actually pay money, because who wants to do that? I certainly don't. A lot of these level 2 ones are still a bit above us at the moment, so we'll leave those. But rest assured, we are gonna get around to them. So yeah, I guess the only thing really to do is just to head out. I guess check the magic shop, because magic's always good. I mean, I say that this is kind of a hub world. There are certain merchants that only sell certain goods, and it's not as if everything will be unlocked here. You know, once you reach the end game stuff, just check there's nothing to sell. I'll leave those for now. Stop gravity. No. I can't stop gravity even if I wanted to. Right, I think we just head to the south gate then. We don't really need anything else. As far as equipment goes, we're doing okay. And now I'll head to the Giza Plain, which might just look a little bit different from last time. You can see there by the little image of where we're going to be running to, it's slightly more green and slightly cloudier than it used to be. Because it's the rains. Which means it's raining. But it also means the layout is a little bit different, and the enemies are a little bit tougher as well. Level 19. Ouch. Please don't do that to me. Still, nothing we can't really handle at this point. And also the chests in this area are also kind of a little bit different now. Whoa, Ash, you are going off on one. She's a little bit of a bad mood after everything that happened with Vossler there. I think that explains that combo. But yeah, the chest layout is a little bit different. A few more items available up for grabs. There's only one thing that is 100% chance at dropping, but we're gonna have a little mosey on and see if we can find a few more useful items as well. And also we need to kind of get the levels up, to be honest. Fran's health is so low. Holy hell. And do I have a map? Yeah, I do. I still have a map. Still technically the Giza, so I still have the map for that. Wow, Ash, we really need to work on that curing ability of yours, because it is not great. Yeah, enemies are taking a little bit of a beating here at the moment. That is not the right way. So let's get to our little cheeky save crystal in the middle, shall we? Fortunately, that's the one thing that has remained. My god, imagine getting hit by that horn on its head. Holy crap. He would not come back from that. Oh, that just came out of the ground. I'm simply controlling Vaughn here because, I don't know, he seems to do a lot more damage. Although, what kind of damage is Ash doing? I don't know. Anyway, doesn't really matter at this stage until we've leveled up a little bit more. Sorry, I'm in the middle of stretching right now. So yeah, the village is not really here because why would you stay here in the rains? Hey buddy, hey quiet man, John Wayne. Not a lot to say at the moment. So yeah, that is the 100% drop there. Regen, which is super useful. I don't think I need to explain what regen does. Just regens your health. Simple. Well, this is perfect. I forgot everyone leaves the village during the rains. I'm a blundering fool. Well, don't be too harsh on yourself. Anyway, I'm going to pause it for now, guys. But thank you very much for watching this episode. Oh, Final Fantasy 12, a bit cutscene heavy, but the next one should be a bit more gameplay heavy, so it all balances out in the end. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day, and I will see you next time. See you later.